The next three are compound linear inequalities. Sometimes you have it all built into one. That's like having an and between them. Sometimes they'll do it two separate ones where either they'll have the word and or the word or. And means it has to be in both sets. Or means I've got two separate sets, so on my graph usually and is in the middle, or is the two outside ends of my graph. So if I have this one here, negative 12 is less than or equal to 4x plus 4 and less than 16. When I'm solving this for x, I have to subtract my 4. It's like I'm doing two separate problems, so I'm subtracting my 4 from here. I'm also subtracting my 4 from the other side. I could, in fact, write it as two separate problems if I wanted to. So negative 16 is less than or equal to 4x, which is less than 12 then. I'm then going to divide by my 4. Since that's a positive 4, I don't have to flip my signs, so negative 4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than 3. So on my negative 4, what kind of end mark am I going to have? The closed circle. And on the 3, the open one, and then I'm going to shade between my two dots. So number 23, they have this already as two separate ones because it's an or, which tells me when I'm done I'm going to be graphing my two opposite directions. But 4x plus 1 is less than or equal to negative 15. 3x minus 5 is greater than 1. And then I just solve those like I solve anything else. I'm going to minus my 1. So 4x is less than or equal to negative 16. Divide by my 4. Since that was positive, I leave my inequality. X is less than or equal to negative 4. The other side, I'm going to add my 5. 3x is greater than 6. Again, I'm dividing by a positive, so I leave my inequality, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So, on my negative 4, I'm going to have the closed circle. On my 2, I'm going to have the open circle. I am less than the negative 4 or greater than the 2, so I end up shading those two opposite ends. And when you shade on Alex, you just really have to click anywhere on the left or the right of the dot. You don't have to drag. Just click and it'll shade that whole side of the dot. So on 24, we have 7 is less than 2x plus 5, which is less than or equal to 17. If I want to solve that one, what would I do? Minus my 5 first, so I would get 2 is less than 2x, which is less than or equal to 12, and then I'm going to divide by 2. So 1 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 6. So on my number line, I have an open circle at 1, a filled in dot at 6, and this time I'm shading between my two dots. I didn't put any of those that had the compound one written with an and, but if it does have an and, you should be shading between the two dots. Most of the and ones are already written together.